Okay, so how to make more money with drop-off booths. So first question for anyone who is not aware of what a drop-off booth actually is, it's a digital drop-off booth that you prepare before the event. You take it, you drop it off at the venue, and you leave it for the guests or the client to run it. With us, we offer them for everything because as soon as Sammy realized that he was taking a nighttime job and turning it into a daytime job, suddenly drop-off booths became his favorite thing in the entire world.
That
And
that was only part of the plus. The other big plus is not having to deal with drunk Uncle Dickhead at the actual event.
yeah.
That's worth money. That's worth a lot of money to me.
So we do not do anything with our drop-off booths. It is literally plug it in, turn it on, walk away. Should a client wish to have upsells with the likes of corporate clients, we do background removal, we do AI props, we do make it a much more branded experience. But as I said before, we generally do not do printing with a drop-off booth because then you're getting into, well, they have to pay for prints, they're going to have to pay for that setup. And really, they are going to have to pay for an attendant because we just don't want to leave it. With props, again, adding digital props as an upsell, or if the client really wants props, sell them custom props or sell them a prop box or a prop trunk that they are going to keep and can take away with them, and it doesn't matter what happens to it. But you generally don't want to be sending out like your luxury props that you would use for a drop-off booth because you're not there to look after them and they are going to disappear or they are going to get broken. So pitch decks or proposals, yes, I will send an email out tomorrow because there are multiple pitch decks already on the site. Some of them I want to refine down a little bit more because I think they're a wee bit wordy and maybe could be a bit more visual. So I'm going to have a look at those, but I will send out what's on there for everyone. And we will just we have a basic, it's called, I think we called it the digital marketing experience last year, George.
Like we were blasting prints there, but lots of people do prints perfectly successfully. We just choose not to do them in our business, but other people do. There's no real right or wrong. And I'll give you an example. I use an iPhone on 360. I will never ever use a GoPro or a M50 or any kind of camera because I just don't care enough. I've no interest in posting my outputs in Facebook groups for other photo boothers to pat me on the back and tell me how brilliant. I don't care. If the client's happy, we're happy. The purpose of our business is to make money. An iPhone is the right tool for us in our business. I don't want connection issues between GoPros, connecting to computers, running Windows 360. Not a chance. Why would I do that to myself when an iPhone is the computer, the camera, the software, the sharing station, all in one? It never breaks. That's why we choose iPhone. Now, if I put that in a Facebook group, they'd rip me to shreds. But that's what works for us. So you got to do what works for you. Just because we say we don't do prints, you might love doing prints. Prints might be so popular in your area that you have to do prints.
Yeah.
You might find the perfect solution for it, but do what works for you because we do what works for us. And I don't let anybody else tell us any different. It's 2024. I can take perfectly acceptable, amazing videos on an iPhone on a 360, and don't let anybody tell you any different. Perfectly acceptable to the client that's paying you. Acceptable in a Facebook group till 20,000 photo boothers? Probably not.
Yeah. And we say this all the time to anyone in our training. You do what's right for your business. Like the costings that I put into pitch decks or the costings that I put into these presentations are just generic baselines. You need to look at what it costs you to run your business, what it costs Sammy to run the wedding side of the business, and what it costs Annie to run the wedding side of her business are going to be completely different. But the main thing is that you're covering your overheads, you're covering your time, and you're covering actually going and running that job, and that you're profitable. And so long as you are profitable within your own business and you're happy with your own profit margins, some people want to make 50% profit. Some people want to try to streamline down to make 70%. Some people are more than happy making $100 a job because that is their business model, and that's okay. And in this group and in this space, and when we're talking, that is okay. Anybody is open to talk and to decide what is the right pricing for them, as long as you're profitable. Because what I'll say is, you're not in profit, you're not in business.
I could rant about this all night. All night.
You could, but my wee chest can't take any more, so let it go. Go and
All
do an
right.
anonymous
All
post,
right. All
Motivate
right.
community, and everybody in this call will go in and support you. And you
Aye.
all go on a rampage for the next 3 hours.
Yeah, let's start a war in photo booth community.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go and vaporize and sleep and all sorts of nice stuff to get me better. So thank you everyone for joining us. We will put George's fabulous how-to step-by-step guide for drop-off bits onto the site, and we'll also pop up those pitch decks. I want to have a look at them and update some of them because I think they need a wee bit of tweaking and just a wee bit more magic added to them because we've some better content than we had when they were originally done. And as always, we want to make things better for everyone. So we'll play with that. And before next Tuesday's call, you'll have that. Next week, we are talking about trade shows. And again, it will be drop-off booths or long-term lease or looking at working with production companies. And James from Curator is going to join us as well. So we'll have him talking about some of the new things that are going on with his software. And he is the man who has done multiple permanent installs at places that you wouldn't even imagine have photo booths, but they do. So it's a good person to have on the call for next week.